Hey, good Friday evening, or if you're on the West Coast, I think it's just Friday afternoon. Uh, and happy Father's Day. Particularly happy Father's Day, Mike. Talking about Mike Silver, my longtime friend. Mike put a tweet on Twitter. Well, where else would you put it, right? That was critical to take the 3,000-foot view of public money in sports stadiums. I'm a proponent of them, Mike, and the reason I am is very simple. Without public involvement in funding, there would be no agreement structured that gives the community access to use the facility in a time of need, or any kind of agreement that benefits the community. For example, in the case of Allegiant Stadium, during preseason, the Raiders are contractually obligated to make luxury suite, at least one, available for use by community nonprofits. During the pandemic, when there was a need for a gigantic space to conduct large-scale vaccinations of people, stadiums that received some level of public assistance, even if it was transportation infrastructure, were the first to step up among those large-scale venues. I can go on and on and on. Those agreements that public funding asks gives the government an open door to make sure that there is union employment, which means fair wages, fair working conditions, and no discrimination, at least theoretically. That's the idea. My point is, public funding in sports stadiums gives the public a reason to have a say in how that sports stadium or arena is ran and how that facility addresses the needs of the public to a degree. That's why you need them. That's why you need to have that kind of funding. Also, in most cases, without that funding, ticket prices, even though they're high, will be even higher. Why? Because private financing tends to be more expensive than its public financing counterpart. That's another reason why so many sports facility developers try to get access to them. All right? That's the reason. So you would probably say, Mike, well, what about these studies that show that sports stadiums don't pay for themselves economically? Those studies are a load of horse crap. And the reason is very simple. If you take a look at the stories, like let's say one from J.C. Bradbury of Kennesaw State University in Georgia. I've looked at his studies, and I'll take one that he did very recently regarding Truist Park, where the Atlanta Braves play. Well, J.C. claimed that the construction of Truist Park and its opening did not lead to more high business valuations and property valuations. But let's consider how he came about that conclusion. He did what most economists of his ilk do. They set up a straw person argument. In other words, he went in his data point of a data analysis from 2013 to 2019. A few years before Truist opening in 2017 and 2 years after. Now, if you think about it, he's including the period during which the facility, which also includes something called the Battery, was under construction. Mike, people do not move their businesses into a sports facility that is under construction because it's under construction. They do it after it's open, and its popularity has altered how people think about where it is located. Particularly during that 3-year novelty period that University of San Francisco professor Dan Rash and I calculated for The Oakland Baseball Sim World, the centerpiece game of our company, Sports Business Simulations. Remember that? Around the game that I created and then I took to Dan and he helped modify? That one. 2003 to 2010. Long time. Anyway, don't believe it, okay? These studies are done for reasons of political manipulation. They're seldom done with the appropriate degree, like 100%, of honesty in the presentation of their data or motives. They are done to stop public funding because you generally want people, not because they care about government or the public, but they don't like that unions are involved. That's certainly J.C. Bradbury's problem. He comes off like a right-winger. Many of these economists do. But rather than admitting what their political bent is, they would hide it with pseudo-math. And hence, we get the garbage that's out there. Don't believe it. All right. Public funding is a good thing for sports. I'm not saying that it's done well in all cases. It's not. But increasingly, it's gotten better. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube. Like and subscribe to this live stream. And bookmark OaklandNewsNowBlog.com and Zenny62.com and the websites of Zenny62 Media Incorporated. Thank you.